The first card you have your past is the Six of Swords. Okay, so obviously this is about moving away from somewhere, moving into somewhere new. There's a little bit of confusion here. I don't think you're confused at all. There's none around you. You're quite strong. I'm feeling a lot of strength coming from you, actually, and I'm feeling stubbornness as well. I think there was someone or an energy, a person you're trying to move on from, trying to move away from. You're trying to say no to someone. I'm seeing that. No, I don't want that. It kind of feels helpful, but I think there might have been strings attached to this so-called help. Maybe it's something like that. I'm actually getting this. It's like someone's helping you. But it's like I'm helping you, but I'm telling everyone else that I'm helping you, if that makes sense. So it's like someone sort of wants to gain points by helping you. I'm seeing someone offering you things over and over again, and you're saying no, it's okay, no, it's okay. I've seen them around you before, actually. They're very insistent. They're the kind of person who keeps on coming back again and again and again. That's what I'm seeing. And you're not giving in. You are not giving in. And there's also something they're involved in, I think. Might be a club or a something, and they're trying to get you involved in this. Might be a volunteering something, I don't know. They're trying to get you involved in something and kind of go where they go or something. You don't want to do this. They're absolutely not going to be able to get you to do this. This is really clear. They can ask and ask and ask, but you're like, no. It's a little bit difficult for you, I think, because I think to people looking on at the situation from the outside, they're kind of this nice little person helping you, a bit like this man who's steering this boat. He's helping these people, and they might look on this and say, oh, they're a nice person. Why don't you want to talk to them? So that kind of thing. But you don't want that. You don't. There's strings attached. I'm seeing that. They're very insistent. You're independent as well. You don't want someone steering your boat. You know exactly where you want to go. You can get there yourself. You know you can. And there's a kind of a claustrophobic feeling around this. It's like, I don't want to be associated with them. I don't want people to think we're a pair going around together. So, you want to be your own person. I want to be my own person. I want to be away from this. I don't want to be associated with this. That's what I'm getting very clearly. And I think you just don't want to feel swallowed up. And that's how you feel, kind of swallowed up in this. You're absolutely doing the right thing. I'm getting the feeling that you can't block them. I don't know why that is. For some reason, you have to talk to them. I don't know why. But you just keep on saying no. That's all you can do, I think, and that's all you are doing, and you're absolutely doing the right thing. That's what I'm seeing. So the next card you have your past is, the King of Pentacles. So, again, look at this. It's really standing out to me. Look at this. There are vine leaves all over this king, and it's like they're swallowing him. So that's this kind of swallowing up thing, and I can't move, and I can't get away. And it's, I haven't done this myself, but I've heard of people trying to remove vines from a wall on their property or on their house or something, and they're really difficult to get off. They really cling on, and you've got to really kind of pull and pull. And there are specialist people that deal with these kind of vine leaves, very, very old ones. And so this is what their generosity feels like. It's clinging on to you, and you're trying to pull it off. And obviously, this is the King of Pentacles as well, so they might even be offering to pay for things. They might be offering you money, things like that. And all you can really do is just say no to this person. No, you're clinging to me. I don't want that. I want to be by myself. That's the big feeling I'm getting around this. And I'm getting this kind of feeling of being a little bit trapped generally around you as well. I don't think you were trapped in that sense, but it's like you wanted to go somewhere, you wanted to be somewhere, and there was something stopping you, something restricting. There's some restriction. Might have been something practical. You couldn't do something, you couldn't go somewhere. And, if this king tried to stand up, it'd take him a long time because he'd have to kind of break through these vine leaves. So I think I'm actually feeling really optimistic about this thing. I know you might be feeling quite down about this, that you can't do this thing. I think you can. I think it's going to take you a little bit longer. There's some reason why there's this delay, but it's not a postponement, it's just a delay. So you might feel as if, oh, it'll never happen. I think it can happen. I think it's going to be it might even take months, might even take a year before you can do this. But think about it in this way. You can save more. This is the King of Pentacles, so you can save more money until that time. If it's something like traveling, it might be traveling. I'm seeing that. It might not be, but if it is, say if it's traveling, you can save more money in that time, in that delay, so you'll be able to do this in a more comfortable way. You might be able to take someone with you and pay for them and help them to be with you, or if it's something else, you have time to plan better, save, all of that kind of thing. So think of it in that way. Just think, okay, if I take this time to wait, if I have this delay, I can do this, I can do that, I can save more, I can be prepared, and then when I go to do this thing, it'll be better. I'll be in a better situation to be able to do this. So just think of it in that way. I hope that makes sense to you. Okay, so the last card you have, your past, is the Magician, who I love. I absolutely love the Magician, and everyone does. So, this is really, I'm just thinking about the money situation and travel and money and all these fantastic things. You're definitely going to be able to do whatever it is you want to do. You've got the King of Pentacles and the Magician. So this is like a guarantee that you'll be able to do this thing. So yeah, you will be able to do this, but there is a delay. And there's a lot of determination around this. You're very determined. There's a lot of passion. There's a lot of fire. Okay, this is what I'm seeing. This is quite specific. It doesn't sound good, but it is. I think there was someone who hurt you or did something to you, and that might be your motivation to push forward in something. I'm seeing some kind of job thing or some kind of business or something like that, something about making money, because you have the Magician and the King of Pentacles. And I think you started on something, but then I think you got a bit tired or you lost your enthusiasm and something like that. And you weren't going to give up. I'm not seeing that. But things felt a little bit flat around this. It was like, oh no, I don't know. And then I think you saw this person that hurt you or this thing or something. Might have been on social media, might have been in person. I don't know. But you saw this thing. And I was like, right, I'll show them I can do this. I can do better than them. You absolutely can. And you have the Magician, so you will. That's what I'm seeing. Again, there's money around this. It's coming from your hard work. Absolutely is. You put a lot of work into this already. But whatever this was, I think it might have been a person. Again, I'm seeing social media, so maybe you saw something. And that's what pushed you. I'm getting this feeling of, right, I'm going to do this. I'll show them. I'm not stopping. I'm going to get this done. That's the feeling I'm getting around this. Now, people don't often see Virgos as being like that, very determined, but you are like that. And, you think about something, you plan it, and you go and do it. And no one stands in your way if that's what you want to do. You're probably very polite when you tell people to get out of your way, but you do tell them to get out of the way and you get on with what you're doing. And that's what you're doing. There's a little bit of a warning here because you can be a little bit like, right, I'm going to put my head down, I'm going to work really hard, I'm not going to put my head up until I'm done. That's the kind of energy I'm getting. This is showing you to, or this is telling you to look up, put your head up, because there are going to be things that come to you, ideas, things, could be anything that comes to you. You've got to look out for these signs. There are things that are going to come and you're going to be able to do this a lot faster than if you just kept your head down like last time. So that's what the Magician's showing you. It's going to give you, or he's going to give you signs, or you're going to get these signs and you're going to be, oh, that'll help me. Oh, I can do that. Oh, I can go down that road. So it's going to be a little confusing, I think, but just follow these signs when you see them. And I think when you started on this thing, you were quite enthusiastic, but now you're even more enthusiastic than when you started. That's what I'm seeing. And I don't care what inspires you to do this as long as you're doing this, because it looks really fantastic. It really, really does. I'm really happy to see you getting back into this again. I hope it resonates with you. But you're going to have to really keep your eyes open, because I'm not saying, I mean, the King of Pentacles and the Magician, obviously that's absolutely fantastic, but you need to keep your eyes open. You need to see what's happening around you. Take the opportunities as they come to you. Don't just kind of keep your head down and do what you did last time, because I see you as quite a methodical, planning person. Right, I'm going to do this, do that, and I'm going to stick to it. And sometimes you miss the things that come up around you. So don't do that. Keep on looking around you. People might come to you with ideas. You might see things. Could be anything. Keep your eyes open. That's what I'm seeing in that card. Okay, so the first card you have, your present, is the King of Cups. So yeah, this king's a little bit tricky, or sometimes he can be. He can be positive, sometimes he can be the opposite. Sometimes I'm not sure what he is. He could be quite mixed. He looks a little bit different each time I see him in a reading. So he's a really interesting character, actually. So I think this thing that you're doing, it has something creative around it. It's something creative. This card can be about that sometimes. I'm also seeing someone who can be a little bit hot and cold. I think this might be a love connection. I'm getting this feeling that you haven't given up on them. There might have been a couple of times when you almost did, maybe. I'm seeing one definite separation. I don't know if it was a full separation. It might be you were just talking about a separation. But there was some kind of a separation energy of that or something at some time. There was a lot of fear around them at that time, and around you as well. They were afraid of something. And I think you're very worried at that time. It's like, are they going to leave? What are they going to do? I'm really worried. Am I going to be alone? That's what I'm getting. Now, if you look at this king, his eyes are kind of moving from side to side, so he's not sure what he wants. And I think there might still be a little bit of a shadow over you because of this separation or whatever happened at that time. And I don't know if you talk very much about what happened. I'm getting the feeling that you probably don't talk that much, because this king's on an island. And you might be feeling a little bit alone with some of these worries, even now. There is going to be a time when you're both going to be forced to talk about this. The feeling I'm getting is that you're the one that might want to talk and they're the one that might not. There's this kind of, oh, let's just leave this for now. Let's not make things worse. I'll talk about it later. Oh, don't worry now. I'm busy now. All that kind of thing. So, and I've seen this before in your reading. So this is something that you haven't tackled, that you've been needing to tackle for a while. So I think the time's gone on and on and on, and nothing's been done. And the air needs to be cleared around this. You need to open up, they need to open up, and you need to talk about this. There are things that are being left unsaid. Don't let them fester like a toothache, getting worse and worse until it hurts. You know, get to it now, deal with it now. That's the message I'm getting there. So the next card you have, your present, is the Star, which is absolutely beautiful. So this is showing me hope. And it's like a knowing. It's not just hope. It's like, you know this. It's like, I can do this. I know I can do this thing. Now, you might not know exactly how this is going to happen, because I think you're used to having a plan and sticking with the plan. This is what I was seeing before as well. I'm seeing it again here. And now, because of this magician, the plan is going to be a little bit all over the place kind of thing, because you're going to have to watch out for these signs, and you're going to have to look out for the signs, and you're going to have to follow whatever happens. So it's going to be, I think it's actually going to be bigger than you thought it was going to be, whatever this is. I think you originally planned on it being smaller, but it's going to be a lot bigger. So don't stress out about this. Sometimes the magician can be a little bit scary because you're not quite sure what to expect. You're just going to have to go with this. And yeah, readjusting your plans and seeing that as well. You're going to have to do that as well. Being flexible. You're going to get used to this. This is going to be really good for you, because you're going to need this later on when things get bigger for you. If this all works out, whatever this is going to be much bigger, and you're going to have to be flexible. You're going to have to let other things take things over, other people, I should say. You're going to have to leave things because you won't be able to do it all yourself. That's what I'm seeing later on. So this flexibility that you're going to have to get used to now is going to help you later on. That's if this all works out. And I think you do have a lot of determination to do this. I'm also seeing honesty, I'm seeing truth, I'm seeing spirituality as well. I was seeing creativity as well in the King of Cups. So I think whatever this is, I think it kind of merges a lot of these different aspects, and I think they're all aspects of you. And I think whatever's at the heart of this is at the heart of you, so it means a lot to you. You know, this woman's naked, she's her true self, and I think this thing that you're working on, obviously you're going to make money out of it. There's money everywhere in this reading, but I think the fact that she has one foot on the earth means she has these earthly concerns, worldly concerns, so that's money, and then she has one foot in the water, so there's creativity, emotion, her emotional side, emotions, and all of that. So it's marrying the two, and I think that's going to be part of your success, because you're going to be able to marry the two of these sides. And you're very honest as well. It's going to come from you, your honesty and your truth. That's what I'm getting. So very, very, very beautiful. Okay, so the last card you have, your present, is the Eight of Pentacles. So this is turning into a work reading. It just is. I can't help it. Sometimes they just turn into whatever they turn into. I don't know. But this is how it's going. So work again. There's a similar warning here, I think, that I was seeing in the Magician card. Yes, keep your head down. Do the work like this man. Stay on track. All of that. That's what you're used to doing. But don't keep your head down too much. You want to be able to see what's coming up in front of you. And I was seeing in the past, there's another warning here as well, because I think in the past you had this slump. You're on track, you kept going down the same track, you lost your enthusiasm. It was like, I'm on this track, I'm doing this day after day, I'm trying to push this, I'm not very enthusiastic. I think when this Magician comes along and you get this enthusiasm, you get these signs and everything, and you can kind of keep on with this, it's going to be quite unpredictable. So it's not going to be like being on the one track, and you're not going to get this heavy feeling that you had before. So you're going to be able to keep going. It's not that you're going to have this like enthusiasm 24 hours a day. It's not like that. Of course, you're going to have the grind of things, and you're going to have like the samey kind of things. It's all going to happen, but it's not going to be like it was before. And I think you're also going to remember this person who hurt you, who's your inspiration as well. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I think you're going to have a lot more things coming to you, inspiring you, and it's going to be a little bit of a roller coaster, actually, because you're going to be like kept off track. You're going to be like, oh, where am I going to go now? I'm really a bit stressed. So that's going to make it interesting for you, and you're not used to that. I'm just seeing a similar thing again. So anyway, I won't say any more about that. So yes. Okay, so the first card you have for your future is the Queen of Pentacles. So here's money again. Now, I think you have a lot of responsibility on your shoulders. I think you have, I see that in your readings a lot, actually. I'm seeing one person, might be two, people who depend on you. Now, this money is going to help them. It's really going to help you to protect these people, to take care of them. It's going to help you as well. And I think these people who look up to you and you kind of take care of them, they're your main focus. That's what I'm getting. They are a huge focus in your life. So that's going to be a big concern around this. Am I going to be able to do this and have time for these people? Am I going to make enough money to help protect them? Is it going to be worth it? Is it going to be worth spending this time away from them? Because you're going to have to balance this. Time and money, it's always like that with anything like this. So you're going to have to think about that as well. So yeah, your focus is going to be on those people who are looking up to you. I think you are going to be able to balance this, actually. And I think you're going to be quite good at doing that. And I think these people are going to be happy for you to do that. They're happy to see you happy. That's what I'm getting in this. And they're happy to, they want to see you happy. If you're happy, they're happy. That's the feeling I'm getting around that. So don't be too guilty. If you do have to spend a little bit of time away, if they have to be with someone else while you're doing that, don't worry too much about that. I'm not seeing great big huge periods you have to be away from them, but There is going to be some, but I think it's all going to be okay. And I actually think they're going to be happy about this. And yeah, they're going to be happy to see you happy, because I think if you don't do this, you are going to be frustrated and they're not going to want to see that. So there's a beautiful, beautiful bond here, beautiful bond between you and these people, just like this Queen's holding this coin. That's what I'm seeing there. Okay, so the next card you have is, the High Priestess. So, all right, this can be about knowledge, obviously. It can be about hidden things sometimes. I think when you do actually have this talk with this person I'm seeing in the King of Cups, this love connection, you're going to find out a few things. Now, I want to say this, but I don't want to worry you. There's some kind of thing that's going to come out, and they've been keeping this from you. It's not a terrible thing. It's not like they've been, there's no third party. It's not a big thing. I think there might be something physical happening. Now, don't worry again. It's not some great big terrible, physical problem they have. They haven't got some terrible disease. It's nothing terrible. And it's nothing they're dealing with now. I think this is something they were dealing with in the past. It made them feel a certain way, act a certain way. I think it's making them very tired. I'm seeing a lot of sleeping around this person. Now, I think it was because of something they had in the past or they did in the past. I don't know if there's some kind of addiction they had in the past or some kind of physical problem they had in the past that's making them act in a certain way. Now they're going to come out and tell you what this says. And I don't think they like talking about this because I think it reminds them of something that happened in their past around that time. So they don't like talking. And I think you might come to this point where you think, well, why haven't they told me this before? I'm a little bit offended. They should be open. Try not to be offended by this, because what I'm seeing is it's not about you. This is about how they're like with everyone. They don't like going back to that time and being reminded of that time. And that's why they haven't said this, but they are going to have to talk about this. It's one of the things. There are other things that you're going to have to talk about as well, about this separation that happened. So it's one of many things. So I think you're going to have to talk through a lot of things. But I think when you do, this is going to be something that might be revealed. Again, I don't want you to worry about this. It's not some terrible disease. It's not some terrible health problem that they have right now. It's not a third party. It's nothing bad. It's something they went through in their past and they don't like talking about it because it reminds them of things, but they're going to do that. That's what I'm seeing. I know that's specific. I'm sorry if it doesn't resonate, but I have to say what I see. Okay, so the last card you have in your future is the King of Wands. So yeah, again, this king is very, very adaptable. He kind of, whatever happens, he kind of gets up and kind of deals with whatever he needs to. He's a go-getter. He kind of rushes forward. So this is all about adaptability. So again, this is about you. You're working through this thing, this work thing, this business thing, whatever. You're going to have to be adaptable. You're going to have to change along with this. There are going to be some twists and turns and things like that. Please don't go backwards. Please don't see this great big windy road in front of you and say, oh, I'm so scared. I have to go back. I'm not used to this. I'm used to planning. I'm used to knowing what's ahead of me. I know you are. You're going to have to get used to this. And this is going to, it's like a little test. The magician gives you tests sometimes. You can do this. You absolutely can do this. And if you ever want to go back, if you ever want to go backwards and give up or whatever, think about what inspired you in the magician card. It might not be everyone's fantastic inspiration to think of a negative thing that inspires you. Excuse me, I'm going to cough. Sorry about that. But it doesn't matter what inspires you. It's keeping you going. You're on this track now, and it's the best track for you to be on. There's a lot of success here, and I just want to remind you that this is, I've never ever seen this money, opportunity, everything all together like this for Virgo before. This is the best I've seen for all these things. So please, if you ever want to give up, just remember this. Come back and listen to this reading again if you want to. Picture these cards in your mind, this sequence of cards, because This is really, really fantastic. Now, it's going to take time. It's going to be scary. It's going to be daunting. There are twists and turns here. You're going to have to get used to these things if you want to get to where you want to go, and you will get there because you do have this determination. But yes, just hang in there. If you're on the roller coaster, hang in there.